The underestimated species. The challenge at Nexus Prime. The Galactic Council chamber stretched across 3 kilometers of reinforced titanium and energy shields, floating in the shadow of Nexus Prime's massive superstructure. The space station orbited a neutron star, its incredible gravity well serving as both a power source and a natural fortress. Within the chamber's curved walls, representatives from 47 different species gathered in their environmental pods, breathing apparatus, and gravity fields tailored to their biological needs. Admiral Sarah Chen walked through the central aisle with measured steps, her simple gray uniform standing out among the elaborate ceremonial garments worn by other delegates. At 62, she carried herself with the quiet confidence of someone who had seen war and chosen peace. Her silver hair was pulled back in a practical bun, and her dark eyes missed nothing as she surveyed the assembly. The other delegates watched her approach with expressions ranging from pity to contempt. Earth had been a member of the Galactic Council for 15 years, yet humanity remained an enigma to most species. While others contributed massive battle fleets and advanced technologies to Council operations, Earth sent only small diplomatic missions and modest research vessels. Thraken Moore rose from his environmental pod as Sarah reached the center of the chamber. The hegemony leader stood 3 meters tall, his scaled hide gleaming under the chamber's artificial lighting. His species had conquered 12 star systems through pure military might, and his voice carried the authority of someone accustomed to absolute obedience. Fellow council members, Thraken began, his translator converting his harsh syllables into standard galactic. We gather today to address a problem that has plagued our unity for too long. The human species continues to benefit from our protection, our technology, and our resources while contributing nothing of value in return. A murmur rippled through the chamber. Several delegates nodded in agreement, while others remained neutral. Sarah stood perfectly still, her hands clasped behind her back, showing no reaction to the accusation. Thraken continued his speech, his reptilian features twisting with disdain. In our recent conflict with the Void Hunters, every council member contributed ships and personnel to our defense. The Zilani provided their quantum torpedoes. The Kythera sent their orbital platforms. The Mercurians offered their shield generators. And what did humanity offer? 3 research vessels and a diplomatic courier. The chamber fell silent except for the hum of life support systems. Sarah stepped forward, her voice calm and clear. Councillor Thraken, Earth has fulfilled every obligation outlined in the Galactic Accords. We have provided scientific research, cultural exchange, and diplomatic support as requested. Scientific research. Thraken's laugh was a harsh bark. Your species still uses chemical rockets for basic transportation. Your weapons are primitive projectile throwers. Your computers are barely capable of simple calculations. What could you possibly offer a galactic civilization? Zephyr 9, the crystalline mediator, pulsed with soft blue light as it spoke through harmonic resonance. The Council recognizes Councillor Thraken's concerns. However, we must consider all perspectives before making judgments about member species contributions. Thraken's eyes narrowed as he focused on Sarah. I propose a simple test. If humanity wishes to remain part of this council, let them prove their worth. Show us your military strength. Demonstrate your technological capabilities. Give us one reason why 46 advanced civilizations should continue supporting a species that cannot even defend itself. The challenge hung in the air like a physical presence. Sarah felt the weight of thousands of eyes upon her, representing civilizations that had mastered faster than light travel, while humanity was still learning to make fire. She had expected this moment for years, had prepared for it, but the reality was more intense than any simulation. And if we refuse this test? Sarah asked quietly. Then Earth's membership in the Galactic Council will be revoked. Thraken replied. Your species will be classified as a protectorate under hegemony control. We will assume responsibility for your defense and development, as we do for other primitive worlds. Several delegates shifted uncomfortably at the ultimatum. The Galactic Council prided itself on voluntary cooperation. not forced subjugation. Yet none spoke against Thraken's proposal. Earth's apparent weakness had become an embarrassment to the Council's reputation. Zephyr 9's crystalline form flickered with uncertain patterns. Such a drastic measure requires careful consideration. Perhaps we should allow more time for discussion and evaluation. No, Thraken slammed his clawed hand against his pod's railing. I have been patient for 15 years. Either humanity proves itself worthy of our alliance, or they accept their place as our dependents. I call for an immediate vote on this matter. The voting process began with standard council protocol. Each species representative activated their decision crystal, casting their choice in a display of colored light. Red for supporting Thraken's ultimatum, blue for opposing it, white for abstaining. Sarah watched the lights appear across the chamber with growing concern. Red dominated the display, with only scattered blue points and a few white abstentions. The final tally appeared on the central display. 31 in favor, 8 opposed, 8 abstaining. Zephyr 9's harmonics carried a note of regret. The motion passes. Earth has 48 standard hours to demonstrate military capability, sufficient to justify continued council membership. The test will be overseen by a joint committee and conducted in Earth's home system to ensure authenticity. Sarah nodded slowly, accepting the verdict with grace. We understand the Council's decision. Earth will be ready for evaluation in 48 hours. Thraken's satisfaction was evident in his predatory smile. I look forward to seeing what miracles humanity can produce. Perhaps you have been hiding your capabilities all this time. Perhaps, Sarah replied, her tone giving nothing away. The secret communication. As the council session ended and delegates began filing out of the chamber, Sarah made her way to Earth's assigned quarters within Nexus Prime. The rooms were modest compared to the elaborate suites provided for major military powers, but they served their purpose. Once inside, Sarah activated the room's privacy shields and established a secure communication link to Earth. The holographic display shimmered to life, revealing Director James Morrison sitting in what appeared to be an underground command center. At 55, Morrison had dedicated his life to Project Lighthouse, Earth's most classified defense initiative. His weathered face bore the marks of someone who carried enormous responsibility in silence. Sarah, Morrison's voice came through clearly despite the vast distance. I watched the council session through our surveillance network. Thraken played right into our hands. Are you certain we're ready? Sarah asked, settling into her chair. 15 years of preparation, and now it comes down to 48 hours. Morrison's expression was serious but confident. Every system has been tested and retested. Our people know their roles. The question isn't whether we can do this, but whether we should reveal so much at once. Sarah considered this carefully. Project Lighthouse had been humanity's greatest secret since first contact with the Galactic Council. While other species saw Earth as a backward world struggling with basic technology, humanity had been quietly advancing in ways that would shock the galaxy. Thraken forced our hand. Sarah concluded, if we don't act now, Earth becomes a protectorate. Our people lose their freedom, and our real purpose becomes impossible. Understood. I'll begin final preparations immediately. Captain Vasquez is standing by with the fleet, and Ayedlas has confirmed all systems are operational. The mention of their artificial intelligence network brought a slight smile to Sarah's face. While the council debated whether humanity could build proper computers, Ayedlas had been monitoring galactic communications, predicting threats, and coordinating Earth's defense for over a decade. How long until Thraken arrives at Earth? Sarah asked. Our deep space sensors detected his fleet departing hegemony space 6 hours ago. He's bringing everything he has, probably planning to make the demonstration a public humiliation. Estimated arrival time is 37 hours. Sarah felt a cold satisfaction at the news. Thraken's arrogance would be his downfall. Perfect. Make sure our people are ready. This is humanity's moment to step out of the shadows. Morrison nodded grimly. Sarah, once we do this, there's no going back. The galaxy will never see us the same way again. Good, Sarah replied firmly. It's time they learned what humans are really capable of. The communication ended, leaving Sarah alone with her thoughts. Through the viewport, she could see the neutron star's intense radiation creating aurora-like patterns in Nexus Prime's shields. Tomorrow, those same patterns would be visible across Earth's solar system as humanity revealed its true nature to the galaxy. She thought about the long journey that had brought them to this moment. First contact with the Galactic Council had been a blessing and a curse. Humanity gained access to advanced technologies and knowledge of the greater universe, but they also learned about the dangers that lurked in the darkness between stars. Wars between species, genocidal conflicts, and threats that could consume entire civilizations. While other species focused on displays of power and territorial expansion, humanity had chosen a different path. They became students, observers, and ultimately guardians. Every piece of alien technology was studied and improved. Every galactic conflict was analyzed for lessons. Every threat was cataloged and prepared for. The galaxy thought Earth was weak because humans appeared to struggle with basic technologies. In reality, humanity had deliberately maintained that illusion while secretly advancing beyond anything the Council had seen. Their ships used propulsion systems that could cross the galaxy in days rather than months. Their weapons could disable entire fleets without destroying a single life. Their defensive networks could protect not just Earth, but the entire Galactic Council if necessary. Tomorrow, Thraken would learn the truth about humanity's real strength. The reptilian warlord expected to find a defenseless world populated by primitive creatures. Instead, he would discover that Earth had been watching over the galaxy all along, ready to defend it from threats that other species couldn't even imagine. Sarah smiled as she prepared for sleep. After 15. The revelation. The arrival of the Hegemony Fleet. 36 hours after the Council's ultimatum, space around Earth sparkled with the arrival of the largest military fleet ever assembled in the Sol system. Thraken Moore's armada emerged from hyperspace in perfect formation, their ships casting shadows across the moon as they took positions throughout near-Earth space. The fleet was magnificent and terrifying. 12 dreadnoughts, each stretching 5 kilometers from bow to stern, formed the backbone of the formation. Surrounding them, 60 heavy cruisers provided escort protection, while hundreds of smaller vessels filled the gaps between major ships. The combined firepower could reduce a planet to molten slag within hours. Captain Elena Vasquez watched the display from her position aboard the CNS Horizon, hidden in the asteroid belt beyond Mars. At 43, she commanded Earth's most advanced warship, though nobody outside the Solar Defense Force knew it existed. Her ship appeared on scanners as nothing more than a large asteroid, its hull covered in adaptive camouflage that perfectly mimicked space debris. Admiral, the Hegemony Fleet has achieved full deployment, Elena reported through the secure communication network. Thraken's flagship is broadcasting on all frequencies, demanding Earth's immediate surrender for inspection. Admiral Chen's voice came back calm and steady from her position aboard Nexus Prime. Understood, Captain. How do our positions look? Elena consulted her tactical display, where dozens of green indicators showed the locations of Earth's hidden fleet. All vessels are in position and maintaining stealth protocols. The enemy has no idea we're here. Excellent. Begin Phase 1 of Project Lighthouse on my mark. On Earth's surface, Director Morrison stood in the Global Defense Command Center, buried 2 kilometers beneath the Colorado Mountains. Around him, hundreds of technicians monitored displays showing every aspect of the operation. The facility hummed with quiet efficiency, its quantum computers processing millions of calculations per second. IEDLES, confirm all systems are operational, Morrison commanded. The artificial intelligence's voice filled the command center, its tone perfectly human despite its digital nature. All defensive networks are online and ready. Deep space sensors are tracking every vessel in the Hegemony Fleet. Stealth systems are functioning at optimal parameters. Earth's true capabilities remain hidden. Morrison allowed himself a moment of pride. Atlas represented humanity's greatest achievement in artificial intelligence, a quantum consciousness that had been secretly monitoring galactic communications for over a decade. While other species struggled with basic computer automation, Earth had created a digital mind capable of coordinating planetary defense across multiple star systems. Incoming transmission from the Hegemony flagship, a technician announced. Morrison nodded. Put it through. Thraken Moore's reptilian features filled the main display, his scaled hide gleaming under harsh bridge lighting. Behind him, dozens of Hegemony officers worked at their stations, confident in their overwhelming superiority. Humans of Earth, Thraken began, his voice carrying the authority of absolute conquest. I am Thraken Moore, Supreme Commander of the Hegemony Fleet. Your pathetic world has been given the opportunity to demonstrate military capability worthy of Galactic Council membership. Since no such capability exists, I am here to assume control of your species and integrate you into the Hegemony as a protectorate world. Morrison stepped forward, his image transmitted to the alien flagship. Commander Thraken, I am Director Morrison of Earth's Planetary Defense Force. We welcome the opportunity to demonstrate our capabilities. Thraken's laughter was harsh and dismissive. Planetary Defense Force. I see no ships, no orbital platforms, no weapons arrays. Your moon is empty except for a few research stations. Your asteroid belt contains nothing but rocks and ice. Where is this mighty Earth fleet that will impress the galaxy? You're looking at it, Morrison replied calmly. The alien commander's amusement faded to confusion. Explain your meaning, human. Morrison smiled for the first time in hours. Admiral Chen, begin Phase 1. The lighthouse awakens. Across the Sol system, humanity's greatest secret began to reveal itself. The activation started small, with what appeared to be minor gravitational anomalies near Jupiter's moons. Then larger distortions appeared throughout the asteroid belt, followed by energy signatures that defied conventional physics. Captain Vasquez felt the familiar vibration as her ship's stealth systems disengage. Around her, the asteroid field came alive with light as dozens of Earth vessels dropped their camouflage and revealed their true nature. The CNS horizon shed its rocky disguise, exposing sleek lines and advanced armor that gleamed like liquid mercury. All ships, this is Admiral Chen. Execute Lighthouse Protocol. Show them who we really are. Throughout the solar system, Earth's hidden fleet materialized from apparent nothingness. Ships that had been disguised as asteroids, space debris, and cosmic phenomena revealed themselves in a display of technology that left the Hegemony forces speechless. The vessels were unlike anything in the galactic database. Their hulls seemed to shift and flow like living metal, absorbing sensor scans and deflecting targeting systems. Their weapon arrays pulsed with energies that registered off the scale of conventional measurement. Most impressive of all, they moved with a grace that suggested propulsion systems decades ahead of current galactic standards. Impossible, Thraken whispered, his confidence cracking as his tactical officers frantically updated their threat assessments. But the ships were only the beginning. Throughout the solar system, massive structures began to decloak and reveal themselves. What had appeared to be routine mining stations transformed into fortress-class defense platforms. Jupiter's moons opened like flowers, exposing weapon arrays that could crack planets. The asteroid belt itself reconfigured as thousands of automated defense drones emerged from hidden fabrication facilities. Atlas coordinated the revelation with perfect timing, ensuring that each element of Earth's true defense network became visible in a sequence designed for maximum psychological impact. The artificial intelligence had spent years studying alien psychology, learning exactly how to shatter their preconceptions about human capability. Director Morrison, Thraken's voice had lost its commanding tone, replaced by something approaching panic. What is the meaning of this deception? Morrison's expression remained calm and professional. No deception, Commander. Earth has simply been more careful about revealing our true capabilities. While your species conquered through obvious displays of force, we chose to develop our strength in silence. The hegemony fleet found itself surrounded by a defensive network that appeared to have materialized from empty space. Earth's ships moved in perfect coordination, their advanced propulsion systems allowing them to dance around the alien vessels like fighters around bombers. "You cannot possess such technology," Thraken protested, his reptilian features twisted with disbelief. "Our intelligence networks have monitored your world for decades. You barely achieved spaceflight when we first made contact. Your weapons are primitive. Your computers are basic calculators." "That's what we wanted you to think," Morrison replied. "Every piece of technology you've seen from Earth was carefully designed to maintain that illusion. While you were fighting wars for territory and resources, we were learning, adapting, and preparing for the real threats that exist in this galaxy." Atlas chose that moment to demonstrate Earth's true computational power. The artificial intelligence simultaneously hacked into every hegemony ship's communication system, displaying a single message across their screens. "Welcome to Earth. We've been watching you." The psychological impact was devastating. Thraken's officers reported that their security systems had been penetrated without triggering a single alarm. Their most classified communications had been monitored and recorded. Their strategic plans were already known to Earth's defense network. "You've been spying on the hegemony," Thraken demanded. "We've been watching everyone," Morrison corrected. "Earth's responsibility isn't just to protect humanity. We've been monitoring galactic threats and preparing to defend the entire Council if necessary. The Void Hunters you fought last year, we tracked them for months before they reached Council space, the temporal anomalies near the Rigel system. We've been studying them for 5 years, developing countermeasures in case they become dangerous." Captain Vasquez moved her ship closer to the hegemony flagship, her advanced sensors penetrating their shields to perform detailed scans. "Admiral, I'm detecting severe structural weaknesses in their primary vessels. Their weapon systems are impressive but inefficient. Their shields are powerful but predictable. We could disable their entire fleet without destroying a single ship." "Demonstrate," Admiral Chen commanded from Nexus Prime. The demonstration was surgical in its precision. Earth's weapons didn't destroy or damage the hegemony vessels. Instead, they targeted specific systems with energy pulses that temporarily disabled key components. Within minutes, the entire alien fleet found itself powerless, their weapons offline and their engines dead. "This is impossible," Thraken whispered, staring at his darkened control displays. "Your ships are undamaged," Morrison assured him. "Your crews are safe. Your systems will reactivate in approximately 1 hour. This was simply a demonstration of Earth's defensive capabilities." The truth revealed. As the hegemony fleet drifted helplessly in Earth's gravity well, Admiral Chen's voice filled the communication networks of every ship in the system. Her words were also transmitted to Nexus Prime, where the Galactic Council watched in stunned silence. "Fellow Council members," Sarah began, her voice carrying the weight of 15 years of careful planning. "Earth has accepted your challenge to demonstrate our military capabilities. What you have witnessed today represents only a fraction of humanity's true defensive strength." The chamber at Nexus Prime had fallen completely silent. Delegates who had dismissed humanity as primitive now watched displays showing Earth's incredible technology. The crystalline mediator Zephyr 9 pulsed with rapid patterns of light, its harmonic voice filled with wonder. "The weapons signatures we're detecting are beyond our current understanding," Zephyr 9 reported. "The computational systems required to coordinate such a defense network would require resources that dwarf our most advanced civilizations." Sarah continued her explanation, her image transmitted from Earth's command center where she had joined Director Morrison. "When humanity first joined the Galactic Council, we were indeed a primitive species, but we learned quickly that the galaxy contained threats far beyond our initial understanding. So we made a choice. Instead of competing for territory and resources like other species, we would become the galaxy's guardians." Admiral Chen gestured to the tactical displays showing Earth's revealed fleet. Every human ship you see contains technology decades ahead of current galactic standards. Our artificial intelligence networks have been monitoring and analyzing potential threats throughout Council space. Our defensive systems could protect not just Earth, but every world in the Galactic Alliance. The implications were staggering. While other species had focused on territorial expansion and military conquest, humanity had been quietly developing the capability to defend the entire galaxy. Their apparent weakness had been the ultimate deception, allowing them to prepare for threats that other civilizations couldn't even imagine. Thraken's voice broke through the communication channels, his tone no longer commanding but genuinely bewildered. Why? Why hide such power? You could have conquered half the galaxy with these capabilities. Morrison stepped forward to answer. Because conquest was never our goal. Earth remembers what it means to face extinction. We've seen what happens when species focus on domination rather than cooperation. Our purpose isn't to rule the galaxy, but to protect it. You've been protecting us, Zephyr 9 realized, its crystalline form flickering with new understanding. All this time, Earth has been watching over the galaxy. That's correct, Sarah confirmed. Humanity's role has never been as a member requesting protection. We are the protectors, working in secret to ensure the safety of all Council species. The revelation transformed everything. Species that had viewed humanity with pity or contempt now realized they had been under the protection of the galaxy's most advanced civilization. Earth's apparent primitiveness had been a carefully maintained illusion, designed to allow humanity to work without interference or political complications. The new understanding. As Earth's true nature became clear, the dynamics of the Galactic Council shifted permanently. Thraken's fleet, their systems gradually coming back online, found themselves escorted to safe harbor by Earth vessels that moved like living things through space. Your demonstration has been more than sufficient, Zephyr 9 announced, its harmonic voice carrying new respect. The Council formally acknowledges Earth's military capabilities and reaffirms humanity's membership in the Galactic Alliance. But the acknowledgement went deeper than mere membership. Over the following hours, as Earth's full capabilities became clear, the Council began to understand that they had been living under the protection of a guardian species that had asked for nothing in return except the opportunity to quietly watch over the galaxy. Admiral Chen returned to Nexus Prime to address the Council one final time. Her simple uniform now seemed less like a sign of primitiveness and more like the practical choice of someone focused on substance rather than appearance. Earth's request is simple, she announced to the assembled delegates. Allow us to continue our work. We don't seek to leave the Council or change its structure. We ask only for the freedom to protect the galaxy from threats that haven't yet revealed themselves. The vote was unanimous. Every species that had previously questioned humanity's membership now voted to grant Earth special status as the Council's guardian civilization. The galaxy had learned that sometimes the greatest strength comes not from those who boast of their power, but from those who use it quietly in service of others. As the Council session ended and delegates began to process the day's revelations, Admiral Chen looked out at the stars through Nexus Prime's massive viewports. Somewhere in the darkness, new threats were already stirring. Earth would be ready for them, just as humanity had always been ready. The age of hidden protection was over. The age of acknowledged guardianship had begun.